Jordan year 23, we going 6-0 this year, you heard? Champagne everywhere, nigga. Turn nothing out of something, man, that's really something. Made a couple hundred bands, man, I'm really coming. On the gram, talking like you something. You ready? All right, you are now tuned in to another episode of the Guns Up Club podcast. I am your host, Mikey Amare. Welcome back if you're new here. Like and subscribe this video. And subscribe to the channel if you've been here. Welcome back. I got the big dog right here. I got a guest with me, Ezana. Introduce yourself so I can.
Sure. Thanks for having me, by the way.
No
Appreciate you. My name is Ezana Alem. I'm an actor, aspiring filmmaker, and that's me.
All right, Ezana. I mean, you doing big things, and I've been seeing you doing big things in the community. You know what I'm saying? Young Denzel. How did you start? When did you as an actor? I was a theater major in college, so yeah. So you catch the bug sometime in your life, right? When did you catch that acting bug for you? When was that? Do you remember?
Yeah. Did I catch the bug? I'm gonna take this off.
All right, I'll take it off with you.
Yeah. But I caught the bug. I'm gonna have to say senior year of high school. Mm-hmm. But I feel like sorry. Yeah. It's a podcast. Let me remember that.
Yeah.
So senior year of high school is when I caught the bug. But I've always been like a fan of films. I've always had the passion, and I used to watch a lot of movies when I was a kid. I don't know if it was the same for you, but like I was obsessed with Talak film.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah. Saturday
so
nights.
like Saturday nights was a big thing for me, man. Like I stayed up midnight, and I don't know if you peeped this too, but like they had these two movies they played all the fucking time. Which was John Q with Denzel.
John Q.
And yes. Selena with Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
The movie about Selena. They played that shit all the time. But long story short, so I just like most people, I love a lot of movies. I was watching a lot of movies. Never put two and two together of how they're made and shit like that. Mm-hmm. It was just like a big escape for me. I'm pretty sure it's an escape for a lot of people back there. And yeah, so fast forward, long story short again, I'm stop blabbering.
Yeah.
Fast forward to high school, I kind of got distracted, with sports and expectations that people had for you and whatever. But senior year, I was in English class, and there's these two twins, Elena and Allegra, shout out to y'all. They dared me and the bro. So I have a friend named Kareem. He's from Guinea. He's hella buff. And, doesn't look like your typical theater dude. And I guess I didn't tell them either. So they just kind of was making fun of us, joking, like, you never do theater. You guys would never be in the play, da-da-da. Yeah. So we just wanted to prove them wrong. And, one thing led to another. We ended up, auditioning for the play, getting it, being in the play. And then that's where I saw, like, the theater kids doing their thing. And just... I was running track at the time, and it just kind of felt like I could relate so many things that I saw on the field to the way they interacted. They were just so passionate about it, and the teacher also has something to do with it. My teacher from theater, she was just so supportive, and had a big part in that.
I love it, bro. I want to say two things. Tadlak Fit back in the day. I came here young, so when I was younger, I always try to make Tadlak Fit, but I can't make it on time. I would knock out.
Oh, what do you mean, you watch it here?
No. When I was back home, I would try to stay up to watch it, but I never make it. I knock out. Yeah. It's too late.
I religiously was watching that shit.
Yeah, so, and two, I was going to say something to you. Damn, I had two thoughts and I forgot it already.
You got to take it back.
Yeah, so... high school is when you caught it.
So technically, yeah, high school is when I caught it. But like it was always in the rear view mirror. But like, I don't know. Like I said, like you come into high school, especially being like an immigrant.
Yeah.
Like what's in the back of my head is how am I gonna get a scholarship? How are my parents not gonna pay for shit like that? So you kind of go with what people tell you. Oh, you should be a distance runner. You should play soccer, this and that. And you just kind of fall into that.
Just even like as an immigrant kid, like you said, coming here trying to figure out what to do and how, understanding the system of America and understanding the system of school. You know what I mean? It was, I mean, we similar challenges we went through. So it's dope. Oh yeah, my question is, film and theater, because theater is more rigorous. You get like rigorous. I mean, like you can't. It's live. You can't mess up. With film, is a lot of mess up. So how was that transition for you to be like, okay, did you do a lot of theater before you transition into film, or it's just like you practice theater or any method acting that you were taught?
Honestly, no. The only real theater experience that I had so far was that high school play. But technically, that is where I got my start. That's where I caught the bug, and I do feel like that's what I strive for. Like I really enjoy the live performances more than anything.
Right.
So like that's kind of why I went to New York and stuff like that. But sorry, I kind of went off your question. Did I start off with?
No, that was good. That was good. So I was
Yeah.
saying, like, where did that transition come? Did you understand, like, oh, okay,
No, I mean the transition just came from the opportunities. Once I was done with high school, kind of I moved to LA after that summer, and LA is just it's not really a town for. I mean, you can find it, but like it's not really known for the theater scene.
Yeah. I think we have off Broadway. Is that what we have?
Yeah. There's off Broadway stuff, but
Yeah,
no Broadway stuff.
but it's not as serious as New York is.
Not
right?
at all. Yeah, I don't think people come here for theater. If you do, I don't. I don't know. what you're thinking.
So you moved to LA, pursued acting. So here's the thing, right? A lot of like coming to LA and then trying to start off as an actor, like it costs money to get headshots, and especially back in the day, like now you have like somebody's like creative, just randomly can take a shot at you like that, and then try to figure out an agent and try to how to submit to an agent. Because I remember when I was in school, there was this book you have to buy to get a list of agents. Do you remember that book? There's a list of books like, yeah, this is like a yellow book you have to get somewhere in Hollywood, and you buy it, and then there's these books you have to read, and you have to be. They make it so like, oh, it's incredibly hard to even get an agent. So to the point it make you want to get discouraged to quit. You know what I mean? So how did you? I mean, if you want to talk in detail as to like coming to LA and then what happened, like. Did you find the right people, or it took you a long time to,
Yeah. So coming to LA, initially, like I already had the thought in my head that I was not gonna be one of those people that's gonna come to LA and I'm gonna get discovered. You know what I mean? I feel like some people it might work for you, but I was not that type of person. I already knew that's not how I wanted to even, for me to happen.
Right.
So I already had it in my head that I was first year or two was gonna be like groundwork, setting the foundation. So I was going to school. I was going to SMC at the time. I was working and going to classes.
Shout out to SMC.
Shout out to
I went
SMC.
to SMC too.
Yeah, shit, come on. It's weird. I'm a student forever over there. But yeah, I took a couple classes. I was taking improv at the Groundlings, which is still to this day one of my favorite classes I've ever taken, and a couple other classes over time. And so just that first year and a half or 2 years was just me kind of getting to know, like just getting my feet wet in LA, like living by myself, working, going to school. At the same time, I kind of knew what I wanted to do, but it's also like a risk. Like, most people, nobody really knew what I was doing. Most people thought I was just going to school at SMC. I was kind of keeping it on the low. And once I felt like I got a little comfortable, I started, once I got a couple classes on my bag, and then shout out to my sister. She lent me some money and got some headshots. Shout out to her. Yeah. None of this would be possible without her, for real. But got some headshots, and then I went to this coffee shop, Coffee Bean. There's this coffee.
Yeah, it still exists.
What happened to that shit?
It's,
I don't see it more. I don't
here
see
and
it
there,
often.
like randomly you see it.
Yeah. But that was a spot I went to, and so what I did was, and this might be helpful to other people listening. At the time, I saw some video that told me like to be specific about the people that you hit up, and to make sure that they, could benefit with that from somebody that looks like you. Right. What I was doing was I was kind of like targeting the people that I wanted to represent me, but I was making sure that I could bring something to that. Like I was just looking at their roster, get you an IMDb Pro account, that comes in helpful. It's really clutch. and I was looking at the list of the people that they had, and seeing if I could be a good fit, like if I could bring something to that roster. And so I hit up 2 people, and they both responded. But I met with one guy who's my manager to this day, and yeah, he was an agent at the time. Shout out to Steven. He represented me commercially, and they sent me out on one commercial.
The McDonald's commercial.
Nah.
No, not that one.
Nah. It was some weird commercial.
Okay.
I don't even remember what it was.
We'll get to that one.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But they sent me out on one commercial, and then they sent me out. They sent me this email, said, "Oh, yo, you ready to get your big boy pants up for a serious regular role?" And it ended up being this big show for HBO with like really big producers and Kanan directing, and I just wanted to, do a good job. I just wanted to get a call back. No, it's not out. So unfortunately, it was just a pilot at the time. Okay. But it was my first audition though, and I just wanted to get a call back, and I ended up booking the thing, and so like that kind of set motion to get me some agents and stuff like that.
That's amazing, and then you get to experience how to basically the set, right? Being on set every day. How
28 days on that, yeah.
The whole month, okay, that's dope. And then you were there every day.
You're there every day, 5 a.m., 6 a.m. wake up calls. Yeah, that was a real like amazing opportunity. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was at the time I was a big fan of Game of Thrones. I was watching Game of Thrones. And
what year was this?
This was 2016.
16. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then I, went in for the audition. I'm a fan of the director himself, Kanan. I don't know if you remember.
The rapper Kanan?
Yeah, it's the show. Yeah. So
East African.
yeah, represent, and I'm a fan of his music. It was kind of surreal to me. I was like, oh shit, like that's the producer of Game of Thrones. It's Kanan. Like, this is a cool first audition for me, and it was kind of like, I don't know, maybe life in its own way telling me like this is the right thing for you to do.
Right.
Because yeah, it gave me a lot of confidence to be like, oh.
But that's amazing. I think the confidence built for you. I don't want to say how you feel, but I feel like you didn't just come to LA like any other folks to be like, oh, I don't need school or I don't need training. You actually did the groundwork. You did improv classes. You probably took some acting classes as well, right?
I did, yeah.
And multiple.
I was just saying the improv one was my favorite. But
Right. See, that's your beginning, because that will give you more confidence when you're even on set. Like, you understand, like, you could pull out the improv bag, or you could pull out like any method acting you took, instead of like, because a lot of people move to LA and be like, I want to be an actor.
No, honestly, that's why I mentioned that. It's because like, not even just that, but like even the McDonald's commercial, when you go back to that. Mm-hmm. So like, mind you, nobody ever heard about the HBO thing. Like, I booked the McDonald's gig shortly right after I worked on that.
Wow. And
most people just knew about that. But like, just off the McDonald's commercial, I swear to God, Mickey, so many people that hit me up that I hadn't talked to in so long were like, yo, I want to be an actor. And I'm just like, I'm not the type of person to knock on anybody's dreams. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But, and I always say this, is like, do you really, like, ask yourself, is that really what you want to do though? Like, or does it like look nice, or does it look fun, or you just want to do it just because you saw one person, it worked out but you don't see like the other dates that it didn't work out,
That's crazy. Yeah. So you booked the McDonald's commercial right after that show.
Yeah. So,
and that's the time I saw you, and I was like, oh, okay. We met, I think, right around that time, and I used to see you. We didn't know each other that much, but I was like, oh, he's doing it. Like, and that was a Super Bowl gig. Yeah. Check you out. Talk your shit now.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. It's a random, commercial audition. Did actually a couple of different roles for it, but they just brought me back one more time, and then I ended up booking it. It was literally the quickest, like, it was the easiest shoot. All I did was just get a haircut. And actually, funny story, they were not supposed to cut my hair so short, but right before the shoot, they cut my hair so short, and I needed my hair to look the same for a different thing. So, like, the producers and my manager was getting into it because, like, yo, like, why'd you guys cut his hair, da-da-da. So, like, they were basically faking it on the shoot. You can't really tell, but they just act like they gave me a cut, and then I come off the barbershop, feeling myself, and they just told me to vote.
Yeah, I remember you were walking out, right? Yeah, I remember. That's.
Yeah.
I mean, how did that feel for you? Like coming from, wait, originally from Denver?
I'm originally from Ethiopia.
No, of course, Ethiopia, Denver, and then come to LA, and then accomplishing that. How did that feel? I mean, there's a long road. I mean, it's not where you want to be, just that, But yeah, but how's that feeling like?
It felt great. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I mean, I didn't really put together you know, the the scale of like what Super Bowl, like the reach. I mean, I knew, but like I didn't understand like that many people would actually recognize me from it. But at the same time, it kind of humbled me and made me realize a lot of things about the industry, and about commercials. I personally don't really like commercials, or like I don't enjoy auditioning for commercials that much, but they're kind of tacky. But then you see that they make the big bucks, which is kind of sad. But it's just the game. Like I made more off that 2-hour shoot, just getting a haircut, than 28 days of hard work. Yeah. And so that was kind of like eye opening. Like, oh, like, you know, this is the industry.
Yeah, I mean, even nowadays, like we see the big A-list actors just doing commercials nowadays. It just became so regular, Yeah. So what was Well, we talk about the next steps, and then we can talk about some challenges. I want to talk about like, okay, like after that. I mean, I know what you're in, so I want you to like, flex. And then what was the next?
I'm not so good at flexing.
Nah, I know. I noticed that. So, I saw you again on Snowfall. All right, big show. This guy's on Snowfall, gangster. He was a gangster. Yeah.
So drops tonight.
Yeah.
Not that I'm on.
So talk about Snowfall and how was that landing that, and how did you land it, and how did that happen for you? Shout out to John Singleton, one of my favorite directors. Rest in peace.
So Snowfall, man, that honestly was just a trip. So going back to that friend that I told you about, the one that was from Guinea, big boy, yeah. Shout out to Kareem, my boy. So he actually put it out to the universe for me because he was a fan of the show. This is before I even heard about the show. He called me up and was like, "Bro, I'm watching this new show. Yeah, you need to get your managers. You need to tell them to put you in the show, bro. This is gonna be the one. Like this is, I can see you in this. Da da da." And I was just like, "Oh shit, let me check it out. I'm gonna check it out." I didn't even get to see the show, and I got an audition for season 3 of the first episode of season 3 of Snowfall, and I went out on that audition. It was the next day audition. I thought I did solid. I had a good vibe with the casting director, and didn't hear anything from it. Nothing ever happened from it. And then I saw that character, died in that episode. Yeah. And then fast forward to like maybe a year later, and this was R.I.P. to Kobe. This was the audition was the next day after Kobe died. Wow. And I got the audition the day before Kobe died. Wow. So it was kind of trippy. I was trying to work on it, and I remember they gave me notes. They said that they liked me from the last, season or whatever, from the audition that I did for her for the first time.
You did one audition for the other character.
I did one audition for a previous season. Okay. And so they just brought me back for a different season. Right. And it was also the first episode of season 4. But this character apparently had a bigger arc than that guy, and than the previous character. But yeah, I just had to bring up Kobe because that day was very emotional for all of us, Definitely. And I kind of got sidetracked about the audition for a little bit. I kind of forgot about it. That Sunday was just so gloomy, so sad and shit. It was a Sunday. Yeah, it was a Sunday. Yeah, and the audition was on a Monday. It was just a very tough day, but at the same time, everything that I was watching, they kept on bringing up that Mamba mentality, Even on that day that he passed, that was evident. Like they were, everybody was speaking on the character that he had and the mentality that he left behind. Right. And it was not so hard, and I had no option but to put 2 and 2 together because of the time. And I just grinded. I hustled. Like I worked on it as much as I could. And the next day went and did my thing. Felt normal. Felt like I had a good vibe with the casting director. I was just trying to build that rapport because now she remembered me. Told me that she remembered me. Right. And so, yeah, and then fast forward, I get the call, I got it. I was just elated. I was more, honestly, to this day, that shit makes me so happy for my bro. Like, just like looking back at like what he put out to the universe for me and how it came together.
I
I'm
feel
just,
like he
yeah.
kind of, you know how some people, any kind of art that you do, they kind of like give you an advice, be like, you should do this, you should do that.
Yeah.
Maybe he saw you in that without you even noticing that. You know what I mean?
Like subconsciously.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then
that's
and
a big
then
thing.
for you, you said you applied the Mamba mentality, which is dope. And then you booking like one of the biggest shows. Was John Singleton alive then?
was not.
He was not alive. Okay, but I seen the episode. It's dope. I see. It was about two, 3 episodes.
I was in technically 5.
Oh
You don't
damn!
see
See,
me
I
much.
miss. I
You
see.
don't see me much on
Yeah.
on the episodes at all. But technically,
That's
I got credit for
amazing.
5, though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow. Yeah. I mean, applying
It's a great
yourself.
show, honestly, I'm a fan of the show too. So
Yeah. I love how you apply yourself, and from the start, you said you did the groundwork, and then even before audition, like connecting, like you said, two and two together, death of Kobe, and the Mamba mentality coming. That's a sign from the universe, for you. So that's amazing. So, as an actor, what are like the challenges you went through as an actor? Anything you want to mention here?
ooh, the challenges I went through, I'm daily going through.
Or yeah, part of the process.
Yeah, there's a lot of challenges. I mean, as expected. Rejection being the biggest one. Obviously, you definitely, I would say, have to have a very thick skin to like survive in this industry.
There's a lot of no's.
There's a lot of no's. There's a no every day, regardless of how many yeses you're gonna get. There's gonna be another no around the corner, very shortly.
Right.
But you just gotta keep on pushing, keep on thugging it. And one of the challenges, I mean, to give you a specific example, going back to that pilot, like you're just on. You could be on 10 on some days, like, or you could just, you might have gotten like the greatest feedback, or you might be feeling great. Even with that pilot, like, me and the guy that was playing my best friend were the co-leads for the show, and we're pretty young. He was 18 at the time. I was 21, and we're just getting told all these things like, oh, like we're signing 6 years of our life away. You're doing all these things that are just gonna like, they're telling us, oh, you got to get ready for Jimmy Kimmel. Like we're gonna prep you guys on media training, this and this and that. So you think your life is like going on this trajectory, and then, life humbles you.
Right.
Like 2% of shows get picked up, and the reasoning has nothing to do with you specifically, or like it could be a million different reasons.
Right.
So one of the challenges that I've faced really, really early on is to, realize that this industry is just full of waves, and you might be on a crazy high at the moment, but very shortly, or maybe not shortly, but not so long after, it's gonna go down, and it might come up again, and it will definitely come up if you're positive and keep working hard. But I think that's one of the biggest ones that I for sure, And along the way, though, the great thing about those lessons is you're gonna, regardless of like how low it is, you're definitely gaining something. For me specifically, even though that show never got made, I feel like I got a brother out of it. Like the chemistry read that they did. The casting directors are really good at their jobs, because me and the bro have been, we've been so close for so many years. We live together. Right. We're still very close, and so it's just like taking whatever you can from it, and that was the best way for me to get my feet wet into the industry. Meet some people. Yeah,
well, you said it. I mean, accepting whatever the outcome is of anything.
basically,
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just gotta, I think, you just gotta accept things for what they are and control the things that are in your control.
Wow. Okay.
If you like, I don't know for what reason what show is gonna get picked up, or nobody can really know.
Right.
It's really out of your hands. But what you can focus on is, hey, I got this experience out of it, and I met these people out of it, and I'm gonna be this type of person moving forward with the experiences that I gained from this. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. That's a great answer. I want to ask you, what are like, are you diversifying into like writing scripts, or are you trying to get into directing, or?
Yeah, I mean, peep my intro. I did say aspiring filmmaker.
That's why I brought it up.
Yeah. I definitely want to write stuff. I definitely want to direct someday. I just think that right now, I feel like I have to focus on the one bag that I got, on this acting bag, and I think it's important for me to stay committed to the craft of acting for now. I don't think that's, that's what it is for everybody else, but specifically for me right now, I think that I would love to get into directing once I have been able, and once I've been on enough sets where I feel like I've absorbed from so many different directors, then I can. You don't need to do that, but I just personally, I would like that on set as an actor experience, so that I could work with other actors, knowing that I'm also an actor.
Right.
I think I really have a thing for actors or actor directors.
Yeah.
So like.
Oh yeah. That goes hand in hand. So I think you answered it, but I want to ask you this question. So what do you?
Questions for you too.
Right. Definitely. You can. What do you see yourself in, like? I don't like asking this question. I ask, the guests that come, but I'm more of like you, like grind it out day to day type of person. What do you see yourself in like 5, 10 years? I know that's a hard question to ask an artist.
Nah, you good. 5, 10 years. I mean,
maybe you could,
Yeah. You're right. 5, 10 years from now, I'm gonna just. 5 years from now, hopefully I'm on a Emmy nominated show, or like, honestly, I just want 5 years from now, I want to hopefully been a part of a classic, or like worked with some really good people that I really admire. Series regular would be nice in 5 years. I mean, hopefully in 1 year, but yeah, I think in 5 years, to give you more of a real answer, I feel like I'll have a real foot. I feel like I got my foot in the door right now. I don't think that I've fully come inside, and I think in 5 years I would like to be inside the door shaking hands. You feel me?
Basically, a working actor.
Yeah. Consistently. Yeah, like actor, I don't want to. Yeah, that I think in 5 years I won't be worried about the.
I love the humble answer, but I love it. Yeah, no. You're right. I'm not even trying to. Yeah. Wow. I mean, amazing. I'm proud of you. I've been watching you. You've been taking it further than anybody I've seen for our community.
There's a lot. I mean,
there's a few that pop out. Like somebody like you can like literally, what I'm saying? Me and you see each other more often, and then
East Africans on the come up though. I'm not gonna lie. Don't sleep on us. And Daniel Kaluuya's East African too. Don't forget that.
Yeah. Of course. But, seeing you, I'm proud of you. Keep doing you. You know what I'm saying? Elevate, grow. I hope to see you like.
Hold on. I got some questions for you too.
Yeah, we're not gonna end. Go ahead.
Yeah, you sounded like you was about to end it, but
No.
I'm honestly curious. Like, how did you get into like getting about the Guns Up Club? Like, who was the person that? Was there one specific person that made you like, oh, I want to start investing. I want to start.
It was.
I know you. That's your thing.
Right. So for me, I tried, I was chasing artistry, like I was chasing, like trying to be an artist, broke and stuff. You hear it like in raps, I slept on mama couch, I was homeless in the car, blah, blah, blah. I really lived that life, and I was never a person to care about money. So I never cared about money till recently. So what I thought was, I was like, yo, I don't know how these people, I start understanding like artists, in order to crack any industry, you need some money. I tried it as an actor. With acting, I paused it because I didn't want to wait on people. You know what I mean? Because with music, is like, it's just me with the mic one-on-one. So I was like, okay. So with that, transitioning to that, and then I was like, I couldn't even get into like I don't want to make it seem about myself, but I'll tell you, I'm shortening the story. Right. But just doing music, it was a one-on-one thing. And then, when the music hit, like one of my songs hit a movie or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I was like, how do I get, at that point, I couldn't even afford a video to shoot. And then I had friends that shoot music videos, but we couldn't afford to like bring a girl, like somebody that's like, you know what I mean? Like, cause we had to pay women to bring them. So when I saw that, I was like, yo, why don't I Well, it's like that Jay-Z analogy, right? You can walk and chew gum. So I was like, yo, I can be an artist and I can like trying to get some money and invest it. So being on like I got back to work, I start working, and then for some reason I'm gonna bring up the person that kind of like made me like braver to Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson on Instagram. Yeah, so I used to just randomly pop. He used to randomly pop up on my page, and then I used to see him, and I was like, "All right, this guy made 5,000 a day, six," and I was like, I got a little bit of money. And then one day I said, I had enough money to pull the trigger, right? And I pulled the trigger, and I was like, cool. And it started working for me. And then I was like, yo, I know this information. Why don't I share it with my folks? And that's what happened. And now I'm like, okay, now I have money, now I can do this on YouTube, and I can be an artist, and I can invest, and I can work, and I could do two jobs, and I could go to school. So now I'm branching out to like multiple things instead of like, oh, now I'm gonna be a rapper, or like I'm gonna just be, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I tell any artist. I'm like, yo, yeah, into one thing, just try to do multiple, like 4 or 5, 6 things. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's like the short answer. But.
Okay. No, that. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
You know, I've honestly been so curious because I see you always on the grind. I see you putting all that. It's like you mentioned, you know, you're trying to put people on. I see you trying to, you know, spread positivity. You want your niggas to come up with you. You want 100. People to be rich. So you know, I appreciate that. I peeped that. I was like, oh, okay.
It's not about.
It's not. Like, yeah. I feel like you not the type of nigga that's gatekeeping.
No. Because once you bless somebody, God is gonna bless you 10 times. That's how I see life. I'm not the one to hoard information, or you know. But
which is it's a big thing nowadays.
Yeah,
you know, gatekeeping.
It became a trend where everybody's like motivational and stuff like that. But it's cool. But you know, to me, if anybody asks me like, "Yo, how do I do this?" I'm like, "Yo, whatever I know, here you go." You know what I mean? Some people would tell you like, read this book, or hit me up later, or whatever. I'm not that guy.
I honestly feel the same way. That's why I don't know if you told me, you know, not to bring somebody into this, but when you told me, yo, Saleh was trying to, like, yo, I'm always open. Nobody has ever have to feel like, yo, I don't know if I should ask him this or not. Like, I'm always
to me, when I see you and then you doing these things, right? I'm a theater kid at heart. I went to school for it. So to me, it's like, yo, and I see you, I'm like, yo, go kill it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Thanks. But hit us with some little motivation, bro. Before we end it, I have to say this. So go ahead. Whatever it is, just off the top of your head, this is like my thing on my podcast. So the floor is yours.
Off the top of my head,
don't overthink it. Just
honestly, you honestly hit it on the head. Don't overthink it. Like, listen to your instincts. I feel like a lot of people initially know what the right thing is or what to do, but then again go against it because of all the other information that comes in and just society and this thing. And so I don't know, maybe instinctually you're a fucked up person and you might have some crazy instincts, but if you know yourself, if you're a genuine person, I'd say just, you know, stick to your gut, have some faith in what you want to do, regardless of what lane it might be. You know, faith is gonna be a big part of it. I don't know, even if you're a fucking atheist, I like just stick to your fucking faith, you know. Just know that like what you believe in is right. Don't be an atheist, actually.
But, I love it. No, that's good enough. No, there's no wrong answer.
Now I feel like I'm going off tandem.
Nah, if you have hate in your heart, you can't win. So don't have hate in your heart. But continue.
Don't have hate in your heart for sure. But let me get off the religious tip. I'm just honestly, I just wanted to say stay positive. And there's so much negative shit in this world. And a lot of my niggas used to be like, bro, you too optimistic. You know, this and that. And I did not peep that I was an optimistic person.
It scares
to the point.
people.
Yeah. It honestly does scare people, you know, or like it just puts people off. But you know, in the world that we live in now, like, you have to have that type of, at least for yourself, maybe not on the outside, but on the inside, be kind to yourself, and, you know, protect your goals, protect your dreams. Like, who do you want to be remembered for? Like, what are you here for? you just want to live, just live. If you just want to have fun, have fun. If you want to be here for something, stand for it.
I love it. That was it. That was it. That's what I was looking for. Man, I appreciate you for joining this podcast. Hopefully we'll get you back after you do something massive.
Yes.
Inshallah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, man, keep growing, you know what I'm saying? You good folks. You know, we always rock, you know what I'm saying? We always fuck with you. I don't have any more words. You said everything, so
You just gotta end it like that, you know?
yeah, so
Tapping with the Guns Up Club.
yes, sir. Type in. This is the podcast. Like this video, you know what I'm saying? And we out of here. We out of here? We out of here. Nice to see y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Peace.